Yeah, 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 I know.
That's the 3 phone.
Not even proper health care for the sick man. Sometimes me have to ask myself, say what this man.
I'm gonna take this off
When
real
we
quick.
have
Let
it in
y'all
the
do
book, I
y'all.
make a lick man cause.
Caught in the mix, not knowing it's the matrix, the game been
Testing.
sold through the true consolidation. Got me riding with my people when we one nation. Everybody on the sideline steady hating, but I know what I done seen.
Here, excuse me. It's on. I know, but I want to adjust. Oh, yeah, I see.
Good evening. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna get this. Hey, we live.
Testing, testing.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. It's the double T.
Yes. Testing. I don't hear a thing.
Is it on?
Yes, it is. I moved it over closer to me, but it's not working. I moved it, and that might have been it. Could somebody please check the
But she can't hear on the
I
mic.
can't hear my mic.
I hear you.
You can hear
okay,
us?
that's fine.
Okay.
If you can hear me, that's all that matters.
Testing.
And what we want to do is talk about
Okay,
health.
she can hear. Okay.
We want to talk about health tonight.
And I'm Sister Tamar.
And I am as well. My name is Sister Tamar. And we want to talk about the value of health is wealth, what that means. We'll talk about that. And we want to talk about really healthiness in the brain is healthiness physically. So if your brain is having issues, you physically will have issues as well. So the reason I'm bringing up that is because we're afraid of mental health issues.
Right.
We're afraid to talk about mental health issues. I've noticed that. I come from a family that there's no way people will say somebody is out their mind, and but you never hear anybody saying anything about treatment for that.
Right.
Because people, especially our people, they're kind of afraid of it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we all have issues. Don't you agree?
Yes, sister? We do. Yes.
Yeah. But we have to learn to overcome those issues. When you talk about health being wealth, how do you feel about that?
I was raised, I think that health is very important to many of us, and then to some of us, health is not important, or people don't think that health has anything to do with spirituality or consciousness or being woke, and that's okay, because you have the yin and the yang and the polarity of this life on this earth, on this realm, or some people say dimension, and I was raised on every animal that you can imagine: pork, beef, squirrels, turtles, possums, deers, rabbits. So I know that for a fact that the whole planet is a resource for food. It's a food resource, and something has to die in order for something, someone, some animal, some insect to live. So the planet is a food source. But I was raised on all sorts of packaged foods and starches and all types of flesh, dead animals, meat, whatever you want to call it. And as a child, I stayed constipated because I know that it came from not being able to break down the heavy meats and starches. So as I got older, I was 16 when I was introduced to Hebrew Israelite, And my oldest brother was a Hebrew Israelite. I'm kind of make this kind of fast. And he put some pork in a jar and brought it home to me and my twin sister. And he said, "This is what y'all eat." And it was maggots and worms. So he was telling us that that this pork that we was consuming is turning into maggots and worms inside of our bodies. So we instantly stopped eating pork, and then we went on to the beef, and then we went on to the chicken. So I haven't eaten any, and this is a disclaimer. Those that don't agree with what I'm saying, you can tune out because this is not a debate because you do have carnivores and you have herbivores. And it's not about herbivores versus carnivores, and herbivores are better, or we are above people that consume the flesh of dead animals, because each person has something in their DNA that makes them crave for certain foods. And this is not a competition. This is not to drag, judge, throw anybody under the bus, or make somebody feel bad because of what they choose to eat. But I'm speaking from experience, and my health is my wealth is because I've been a herbivore for 44 years. I haven't eaten any chicken and beef and pork or none of that for 44 years. And I went through a transition where I was working towards being, eating raw. I did that for 6 months, and it gave me a lot of clarity. It gave me a lot of energy, a lot of motivation, and everybody is different. Some people say, well, what works for you may not work for me. Well, that's just a saying that I think people say and toss around. To say that, if you haven't tried it, that's not even nothing to say. So try it first, and then if it doesn't work for you, then you can, make that statement. But I think that eating more fruits and vegetables, if you're going to be, a meat eater, a flesh eater, eat more fruits and vegetables, or more fruit, so that you can release all of that meat that's in your body, all the toxins that comes in the meat. And then a lot of the meat is made in laboratories now. It's not even farm grown or farm fed, and it's causing a lot of mental illnesses. It's causing a lot of physical illnesses. And some people, if that's what they choose to do or eat, that's on them. I'm just an example of how I've been eating for the last 44 years. Most of the time I have the energy of a 20-year-old, and I know that it comes from my thinking, it comes from meditating, it comes from eating as, and I ain't gonna say clean as possible, because of that the water, the air, and the food is contaminated.
It is.
So we know that our bodies are made out of something that is so freaking powerful, that we causes so much abuse on these bodies that they still standing. Now some of them do expire, because the body, it goes to a process of decaying. That's why your breath stinks and your underarm stinks, and you got to
Degeneration.
bathe, because the body is really going through a form of, right, degeneration. But
That's why we have those,
I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to bash nobody or judge nobody, but I'm just speaking of my experience and my views on my health, and me eating the way that I've been eating for the last, 40 something years. It's paying off.
It
So
really is. I know what you mean, because you're beautiful and you look very vital and all of that. So
praises.
it's been a blessing. And when it comes to health as well, for me, I've had a health scare. And I realized what that means, really, from experience. But I will never tell anybody what that was on the air, because it's nobody's business. But proper eating is crucial for life. It really is. Everybody, the doctors are, oh, that ain't why you got that, because that's what I was told. That I said, well, dang, I'm vegetarian. Still, there's chemicals. Chemicals in food will take you out, literally. When you get a package and it's got 50, 11 ingredients on it, And they say artificial this and artificial that, red number 40, blue number 60, and all that. Please don't eat it. You know why? You're poisoning your system. I've been trying to tell my children for years. Read the back of the food boxes of the food that you eat. I'm not saying it because this is what I do. I'm telling you this for your health, for you to have wealth. As you grow older, you can get around better by eating the proper fruits and vegetables and foods. And I'm not just saying it to blow out my side of my neck either.
Right.
I'm saying it because it works.
That's true.
I am not a young female or sister. I'm 71 years old. And sometimes I feel so good day to day. Really, day to day. The Almighty has blessed me with that. And I think it does contribute. The food I eat does have a lot to do with it. I really do. I don't believe it. I know.
Right, because you live it.
Every day. And what was so comical to me, sister, is when you said I had constipation all the time. So did I.
Mhm.
I mean, I went through life. My mother had to give me an enema all the time to the point where I hated it. It's terrible because of the food that I consume.
Right.
Starches, sugar.
Right.
Sugar is a murderer.
It's a drug.
It is, because I am an addicted sugar eater. I really am.
I used to be.
And I work very hard on it, but I still crave sugar.
Right.
And I found out why. I got parasites.
Parasites, and it's in the bloodstream.
And it's in my bloodstream.
And it makes you crave.
I was just reading that the other day about parasites in the body and what you crave. Right. I'm very, very, very passionate about it, y'all. I'm not hollering at anybody. I'm no better than nobody else. Because I could die tomorrow.
I do have a question. I know. I just have one question. Did you read that? Because I want to look into that.
Yes.
If you got parasites, you crave certain. That's how you know.
Yes, I was reading it today.
Okay.
Just today, I was doing some research.
It's a book called The Mucusless Diet by
I should have brought it. I got
Arnold
2
Eric.
copies.
Yes. We're gonna bring it next week and talk about the mucusless diet in this book by Arnold Eric and Professor Spira. And this book, it just breaks down parts of the human anatomy, and it talks about the bloodstream, and it talks about cleansing and detoxing and taking enemas, and because our small intestines and our large intestines are like 6 feet long. So you have inundated compaction of fecal matter inside of those intestines.
Yep.
That's been living in your body since you was a child.
That's
so
crucial.
Those things, we're going to show pictures too, where those things they don't have anywhere to go. So it turns into larvae, it turns into mucoid plaque, it turns into parasites, it turns into worms, and we feed them. And just think, she's 70 and I'm 60. She's 71 and I'm 60, and we are still cleansing out old fecal matter from when we were children. So just like you can dress up your body and you bathe and brush your teeth, you're supposed to cleanse the inside of that body as well. And that's taking daily enemas. If you can eat, you could cleanse. If you could drink, you could cleanse. If you could smoke, you can cleanse. If you can drink, you can cleanse. But that's one's own personal choice and personal journey, because it's not meant for everybody to be on this type of journey or live it. It was meant for me because I'm on it and I'm living it, and I feel great.
Oh, wonderful. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I get constant people telling me I don't look my age. At first I was like, they just saying that. But dang, everybody says it. I said, I'm beginning to believe it.
To know it.
Well, to know it. Because I get around, better than a lot of sisters that come to my workplace that are older than I and younger.
Right.
Barely can move. Barely move. And I go, wow, I don't never want to be like that.
I'm the same way. I move constantly. I'm dancing.
I'm always moving.
Exercising and doing yoga and going swimming and jumping rope and
now that's where I need to be.
Meditating. So I am constantly, moving my body. But as you get older, the body does begin to deteriorate. You know what I'm saying? And it's only because of years of abuse. I'm 60 years old and Tamar said, not bragging. Well, I'm bragging. And I got some pretty beautiful feet. I don't have no thorns, no bunions, and I get so many compliments on my feet. I wish I could show them to y'all, but
they're beautiful.
Like, look at my feet, Tamar. She can see them.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
But I'm trying to grow some bunions on my feet, not corns. Most bunions grow on the outer part of your feet where your big toe is at. And I was doing a little research on it, and it comes from a number of things. The corns come from too tight shoes, and then the bunions is a medical condition. So I'm like, I'm researching. I'm like, now because I ain't gonna get no damn bunions at 60.
Yeah, my feet are gorgeous.
Yes, my feet been so beautiful all my life, and I'm like, no, I ain't got time for no bunions now.
It's like you got perfect toes.
Yes, they are perfect, and I'm like, oh, I just want y'all to see my toes.
Yeah,
but we're just here representing. We're speaking from our viewpoint. Not viewpoint, but we're speaking from our experience of being herbivores. You know what I'm saying, and starchitarians too, because I sit with a little bit of starch. And when I eat certain foods, it works against my body. Like my face swell if I'm eating something that I haven't eaten in a long time, or eating bread or something like that. My face swells and I look swollen. So I know I gotta go. I gotta cleanse, like drink some melanin splash, right, or either take an enema. And people are afraid to cleanse their body.
And take colon especially.
Yeah, so we're just representing, our lifestyle and our experiments and experience, on the way we've been living for the past 40 something years.
In my case, 50.
She say 50. Mine is 44. So
over 50 years.
Yeah. So we just want to get the word out and start stimulating our children, the grandchildren. My grandson was right, the great grandson. Yes. My grandson was sick because he was eating a bunch of pizza and he was severely constipated. And he had a sore throat. It was really like his throat was closing and it was swelling because it had such a thick mucus buildup. And then he hadn't had a bowel movement in like 5 days. Ooh. And I'm like, he was like, I went to go pick him up and I didn't know he was sick. He was like, Grandma, I'm glad you came to pick me up because you got all this stuff that heals and cures when we sick. And that made me feel so good because I know that I know what I'm doing. Yes. So I said, I wanted to give him an enema, but some people don't want anything going up in their butt, and I get that. I respect that. So I gave him some of my brother's Aiko. I gave him some of the Gorilla Strength Melanin Splash, and this is a detox that I've been using for the past. I guess it's been almost 3 years now, and I want to bring up. I order it from him, and I do want to get him on this podcast so he can talk about it. Oh yeah. And I was when I first started drinking it, I became a distributor. I want to go back to distributing it, and I was getting a lot of feedback and a lot of orders for this detox. It got a lot of herbs, and some people don't really care about herbs. They don't think that herbs work, But
yeah, they do.
It's more of a thought thing to me because everything starts in the mind. If you're sick, do affirmations and think, in your mind that you're going to heal yourself, because before it was all these different herbs and these different methods of cleansing. It was all thought. It was what was in your mind. But we're living in a whole different, realm, in a whole different different world. So we have to use something to help us, clean our bodies up, clean these bodies up, so that we can function, so we can, work for ourselves and take care of our children and travel and do things that we enjoy in life. Because you can't do none of the shit while you're sick.
No, you can't. You can't do anything while you're sick. That's why while you're standing on earth, you got to take care of the vessels. This is a vessel, and I want to take better care of my body. But in order to do that, I'm doing a lot of research and studying. I'll probably do that as long as I live. If I can get better, that's exactly what I'll do.
Yes.
And I appreciate love the conversation about our bodies, because a lot of times we don't discuss that, especially our bowel movements and all that. And all diseases form in the intestines.
Right.
Doctors will tell you that.
And all the diseases really are, they just put names on, like cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure.
Right.
There is just mucus and it's fecal matter that that it is so inundated inside the body, it doesn't have anywhere to go. So it starts leaching on to your organs.
Yeah.
It start leaching on into your organs, and then it start creating, cysts, which ain't nothing but a bunch of mucus and pus, from
Yeah.
fecal matter, and it starts to create into something that's going to start affecting your organs, whether it's your liver, your gallbladder, your heart, your lungs, and longevity, is something that I think everybody would like, but it's a matter of putting the work in into, I don't really say our bodies. I don't really claim this as being my body. You said it, it's a vessel. And and what I do own is my spirit and my soul, but this body is going to expire.
Yeah.
So let's kind of like take into consideration that it has to be taken care of, to be able to function on this realm. You can't be ill and sick and trying to, grow food, or trying to clean your property, or take care of your children, or, travel, or do the things that you enjoy in life. So, but our time is running out, y'all. It's 10:57. And we got 3 minutes. And Tamar, you want to talk about the
Yeah. I wanted to let everybody know that there's a film camp, and I had heard that there's like only 1% of Black people, African Americans, even getting involved in this.
Oh wow.
And it's an Avondale program, and you can be age 14 to 18. It's a free event, and you learn hands-on filmmaking, participate in film workshops, meet local filmmakers, hear from local colleges, film camp. And they do have ways where you can get scholarships and everything. And the first day is July 22nd,
Yeah.
3635 Reading Road, Suite 100. But you should sign up at the website. It's Grow Avondale. That's one word. .org / film camp. Going to the left / Let me read that again. GrowAvondale.org / film camp. You got to go online to sign up.
Wow.
And they also have 18 and up. Okay. So if you're interested and you're older than 18, you have an opportunity to do this as well.
Okay.
It's a film camp on July 23rd from 12 to, I think it's 6. But you got to go online. GrowAvondale.org / film camp. So if
Okay.
you live in Avondale or anywhere near
Do
Avondale,
you have to live in Avondale to sign up?
it's mostly for Avondale residents, but I was told that if you don't live in Avondale and you're interested and you show interest in it, then yes, you can live outside of Avondale.
Okay.
Because
I might be signing up for that.
I think
Can
you
y'all
might
hear
be a
that?
little bit.
Too old.
I think you know,
I'm like, I'm 25.
well, I'm trying to get some of them 26 and
Right. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely pass that on to my
yeah, you can have
grandchildren.
these
Oh,
flyers.
okay.
I have tons more.
See?
Taking them to the radio station to share with the programmers there as well. And it's been great discussion talking about health as well, because it is. And people don't really realize it until they get sick. Then they sick and they go, oh man, I should have took better care of myself. I'm telling you right now how crucial that is, that you take care of yourself,
Yes.
brothers and sisters, because we want to see you around. All these young people think they're immortal. No, you're not. You got to take care of that body.
They can be immortal if they know. If you know the truth, live by the
Yes.
truth. But if you don't know about being immortal, then you're not immortal.
Yeah.
But I'm immortal. Yes, I am. So
Yeah.
so we're gonna wrap this up. Y'all can check us out every Friday after DA2DA podcast, and we will see y'all next strength. They say week, but I say next strength. Oh, let me get over here. So tune in.
You know that health is wealth, and ital
You
is
know
vital.
that health is
They're
wealth.
not just some rhyming words.
Health is wealth.
Be heard.
Yeah,
Who's responsible for your health? Look in the mirror.
Me
It's your
look in
very
the
own self.
mirror.
You can't rely on nobody
Health
else.
is wealth. Health is wealth.
Health is a wealth. Ital is vital. Try and take care of yourself.
Y'all ain't read no comments? Comments?
No.
No.
Health is wealth. Ital is vital.
Y'all ain't even read no comments. What they say? You can? I don't know who this. Y'all are gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you.
They said thank you for the information. Seems interesting. This is Mackie. And then this saying, this was nice. See you next Friday, Lady St. Martin Fire. You should have sang something. She's singing now, y'all. You gotta get the mic up.
Hey.
You can do it up. Whatever look you want.
And health is your wealth. I got a story to tell. When I was young, I had bad health, I had confidence. And as I got older, no hesitation.